All right, it's July 5th. I haven't been out here in some weeks, honestly. Pretty much done with the whole scouting and finding spots. Now it's cutting trails, checking trees, and putting some cameras up. So my plan today is I'm gonna come out here. I got a trail in front of me that's going to some thick, which I believe is bedding. Okay, you can see that dark colored edge over here. That thing pinches down. There's a pine flat on the other side of this. Also got a couple big water oaks right here. So my goal is I'm gonna come somewhere in here, cut a trail to it, just so I can get into that edge and climb up. I'm hoping this spot is potentially where I can kill that big 10 I'm after. It could be bigger than a 10 this year. I don't know. But in this spot specifically, I'm gonna have to come way around J-hook in on a south wind. Hopefully those big water oaks will be dropping. But even if they're not, I think that's his core area. It's thick, nasty in there. And it, like I said, it pinches down there. So if anything, it would just kind of be a pinch point, if anything, final, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I can see daylight through the other side right there. So there it is. Yeah, I just got to get me a trail from this road through the pine flat into that little bottom. I'll see you in there. See right there? You can tell it gets thinner. You can see the pine flat, the daylight on the other side. I mean, that's a nice pinch. And I don't see the water oaks, but they're like right in here somewhere. Alright, pine flat. That's where I just came from. You can kind of see this strip here now. And even right here, I got a trail going this way. And I can see where they're working this. Not gonna lie, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna come in from that way, even with a trail. Walk around here and try to figure this out. I was wondering why I couldn't find the water oak. Storm knocked it down last year. That sucks. There's one more right there. But still, there was only a few in here. All right, I just put a camera up in this pinch. I'm gonna spin you around and show you. I just put one stick. I only put it maybe 7 feet high, but you can see it's right here. These trails are coming in through here and this way as well. So I should get something. I don't know, just have to see. Never put a camera inside of this stuff before. It's kind of always been on the outskirts. Like I had a camera out here, I was getting some good buck activity. Had that Big 10 several times, but not much daylight activity. You can just see a bunch of daylight, and as you get in here, it's just dark, a lot darker. Okay, I'm about to mark this as my climbing tree. Whatever one, I have plenty of cover getting in here, and these trees are super quiet to climb. My camera is right about there. So it really pinches down hard here. And then it starts widening back up right here. Going west, kind of going east. This is straight south, that's straight north. Now, I just gotta figure out, because I was gonna cut a path through this, But as you can tell, or if, I don't know if you can tell, that's over 6 foot high. 6 foot high. So I'm gonna try to work this edge and see if I can get me a trail coming in here, straight to my tree. Okay, I got my trail in there. It took me a couple ways of walking. First way I went in, definitely not that way. But you see right here behind me, it's a little bit thinner here. This is all like knee high. Some of the dead stuff's about hip high. So I got somewhat of a trail. I'm gonna walk back through this pine flat and make sure I know how I can navigate to that bottom. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna go through here, right there. Once I hit that spot, it's clear walking to my tree, which is over here. Camera is kind of over here. So I just gotta remember right here in the bend of this road, this log is where I'm going in. So I'm gonna walk this again, just so I know I got my trail. The bad thing is it's a deer trail, but it's the only way, unless I'm gonna kill myself cutting down all that thick crap over there. So just gonna walk this again, so I know I can get in here. I got my tracker on. You can kind of just can see this little trail. It's a deer trail, but it is what it is, I guess. See, I've been through here, been through there. Like I said, once I get to this dark spot, it's clear walking all the way to my tree. Once I get down in here, it's pretty easy walking. I didn't even walk the exact way back, which I'm not stressing it in that pine flat, because I can bob and weave through it. It's just gonna be about walking in quiet, especially when I get in here. Kind of see right through here. Then I just follow this edge. Get on this edge. This is where the cutting is probably the most important, right through here. And then to my tree. I even marked the bark a little bit. All right, let's get out of here. So I went down trail, came back trim. Now I'm gonna go back out to the road and trim again. Just here and there as I walk to make sure my trail's good and I can actually see it to get back in here. I'm gonna need like a south wind right here. I think it'll be giving if that buck's bedded up here to my northeast or northwest, that'll give him some wind, so he'll walk through this pinch, I'm hoping. Last year, I got him to my south here with a bachelor group early. So, and I got him back in here late season in January. So I think this is his court area right over here. That's what I'm hoping. But I think this would be a good setup for it. All right, I'm walking in. There's like 4 or 5 chestnut oaks that I marked. I just went and checked another chestnut, and I don't know. I don't know if they're big enough to even see right now. It looked like it had some on it, but I couldn't really get like a clear view. So I'm gonna go to this cluster down here on this creek, check them, and so when I get there, I'll turn the camera back on. We got our first chestnut right here. See, there's one there. I think that's one right there. I want to say there were 3 or 4. I can't really remember though, but they're all on this little, you can kind of tell it's a little bit higher spot. I'm gonna just start glassing and see if I can see any up there. Okay. I can see some in this first one for sure. I'm gonna have to move around and look in that second one. I know there's more than two right here. I'm also gonna kind of walk down this creek. I've never walked past this point. You got some real thick bedding. So if these are dropping, man, this should be a money spot for at least a doe. I'm just gonna keep glassing. Okay, so far it looks like they are both, well, they both have acorns. Could swear there was more. I'm gonna walk down just a little bit, see if there's a couple more. But right now, I'm gonna come back in here, obviously, and check a little closer to the season, probably in September, honestly. Maybe August. I don't think they start dropping until like October. So, definitely gonna get back in here, but I'm gonna walk down this creek, see if I can find any more. That's the Mac Daddy right there. So far we got that one. There's this real little one. I don't know if it has anything on it. But then there's another big one right there, which it does have acorns. So far there's two right here together. That's gonna be dropping. Okay, I can see the other one right up here. And then there's a smaller one. I knew there was at least 4 in here. I didn't even go past that point right there last time, so there could be even more. All right, so far, all these trees have acorns. That's freaking awesome, man. And see back here, thick, very, very thick. I don't know if it's bedding, but I'd have to assume that it probably is. So, just gonna keep easing down this creek, see if I can find any more. All right. Just heard some pigs scream. I didn't bring my bow today, of course. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh well. That's a pretty good sign. Obviously, the chestnut oaks is what I came in here to get, or look at. I haven't seen any more. I've probably walked another 800 yards down this creek. But it's starting to get hot, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I feel like that was a win. All the oaks I checked had acorns on them. So, and I know how I'm gonna come in. I know what winds I'm, well really I can hunt them off any wind besides, let me think, maybe a straight south, but even then I think I could cheat it a little bit. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm normally horrible with early season. I've been really trying to locate oaks. I've been really trying to find persimmons, but I think I found some. They just ain't, they just don't have any fruit. So that's one of my big goals, is getting on some persimmon trees early, because I know that's early bow season. I don't think these chestnut oaks start dropping until like early October or mid-October. So either way, it's a good area. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. Get back to the truck, go home, spend some time with the family. Might get back out tomorrow early. My cousin's wanting to go scout an area, so, and check some cameras, so might do that. But see you on the next one.